Welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. This show is all about sharing the tips, tools, and techniques that will allow you to step boldly in the direction of your dreams despite your feelings, fears, or past failures, to imagine what's possible for yourself and live the life you deserve. Well, hello, and welcome to this episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win-Win Women TV. I'm your host, Alicia Couri, and I have the most amazing guest for us to talk to today because it's right up my alley. It's something I talk about all the time, about aging and anti-aging. I have this book on my shoulder over here on aging with audacious confidence. And so my guest today, she's going to share with us some real, tangible, usable tips to aging well. And it's not what you think. I mean, some of it probably is what you think, but there's some other things that you probably never heard about that we're going to talk about. And so before I bring her up, I want to invite you to check out the winwinwomen.com site, because if you are here on winwinwomen.com, if you're watching the show here on Win-Win Women, that means that you want to grow, you want to increase, you want to be around other women, you want to learn more about empowering yourself and other women. And there are live events happening through Win-Win Women that you can be a part of. In fact, for Women's History Month, for the International Women's Week, we're going to do 50 live events for all across the United States. And hopefully we can bring the rest of the world into it, since this is a global organization. But look out for that. There are women's circles. There's things you can join and be a part of. So go to that website and check it out. And if you want to connect with me, please go to alicia360.com. Connect with me. Tell me how you like the show, what you'd like to hear more about. You know, let's have a conversation beyond just watching the show. I look forward to hearing from you. So my guest today is none other than Michele McHenry. She's a registered nurse, award-winning business leader, international best-selling author, speaker, and a John Maxwell certified coach. For over 40 years, she's taught thousands of women. She's helped them discover the real why beneath the weight so that they can lose the weight for good and feel great in their own skin. And isn't that what aging is all about? Feeling great in your own skin. She's known as the Aging Well expert, and credits her client success rate on her unique blend of medical background, personal experience, and her unapologetic belief that everyone deserves to live from their God-given power in all areas of their lives. She's been featured on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and Market Watch. And I'd like to welcome to the show Michele McHenry, who is a grandma. She has in her bio, she's the nana of 2 granddaughters. So hi, Michele.
Hi, Alicia.
So I am excited because when I first met you, we talked about a little product that you're going to talk about that's really responsible for a lot of our own aging and wellness. So we're going to talk about that for a little. I just wanted to share, so I didn't forget. I just wanted to put that out there. So even if you're watching, you'll say, hey, what about that thing you talked about at the beginning? We'll get back to it. But before that, I want you to share your personal experience, because as I read in your bio, your technique for helping women really age with this confidence and aging well and with vitality and health and happiness and all of this. What is your personal experience with aging well yourself?
Yeah. Thank you. So my personal experience with aging well is I would have a lot of people just over the years ask me, Michele, what do you do? And so I was like, it's not one thing. It's many things. It's a collective thing. And so there's just a lot of different things that we all can do, simple things that we can do every day just to age well, and to take care of our bodies, the temple that we've been given. And so
Agreed.
there's just little different things. I wrote the book on Your Amazing Itty Bitty Aging Well book, and there's 15 different steps in there to empower you to create that life-changing transformation for yourselves. And so that's what I have done over the years. I've just spent my lifetime to figure out what are the keys to aging well. And so, yeah. And I was like,
and because you have that medical background, you have the research and the experience to back it up. See, like I wrote my book, it's 21 tips to look and feel younger. And I did research, but I don't have the medical experience. So I did the research on it. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that I'm doing this, like you said, simple thing. Doing this simple thing actually had all these benefits, but I was just doing it because I like doing it.
yes.
And so, but then I did the research to realize, ooh, so this is what all this is doing for me and my body. So give me just your top 5 from the book. You said 15. Give me like your top 5.
Okay. Well, the first one really is just the power of positive thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so just that positive mindset is such a game changer for women. So that would be one of them. A second one is just I'm just gonna pull in here your power of your habits, right? Those things that you do every day, your non-negotiables. That's what I was saying. My non-negotiables. I will do some form of moving my body every day, because your body is meant to move. It's not meant to sit in a chair all day long. If you think about our ancestors, they were out tilling the fields and, just physical movement. Yeah. And so we've become a society of, we sit in a chair, we become couch potatoes, right? And I don't know how many people know this, but did you know that sitting is the new smoking?
Oh, I heard that.
Right? Like, and so we think, well, I'm not a smoker. I don't do this. I don't do that. But if you're sitting a lot, it's the equivalent. So it's just, so that would be 2, right? And then, people are going to be like, oh yeah, Michelle, I know this one, but sugar addiction, right? So if we can I'm not saying you have to totally eliminate it, but just really, really, really be mindful of how much sugar we put in our bodies. Like I used to be a sugaraholic. I'll confess, right? And when I really stopped eating it, I realized how much better I felt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right?
Sugar is the new smoking to me. Sugar is the worst.
You're right. It ranks right up there.
Worst.
Absolutely.
And there's so many hidden sugars in everything, in so many things. There's a lot of hidden sugar. So
and when we talk about sugar, I'm not just talking about sugar. I'm talking about high fructose corn syrup, and even the artificial sugars, the sweeteners. They are so bad for you.
They're carcinogenic, right?
Well, they can be there's research that says that they are carcinogen. And more importantly, I shouldn't say more importantly, because that's really bad, but what is really happening is it is causing insulin resistance, because we think, okay, I'm going to have a Diet Coke, which is like, I'm just going to use that, right? A Diet Coke. And
diet soda. Let's just say diet soda.
Let's just say diet soda. Yes, I shouldn't say right. Let's be
soda.
Yeah, diet soda. It's really the sugar part that's in it. It's not right. But what is happening is then your body thinks you're feeding it. Like, oh, I'm gonna get fed. I'm gonna get sugar, right? I'm getting calories, and then nothing happens, and then your brain goes, wait, she didn't feed me. I don't know when she's going to feed me again. I'm going to go into starvation mode.
Yeah.
But it also, in the meantime, what it did physically is it released insulin, expecting that you were giving it sugar or some kind of calories, and you didn't give it to it. So you see that sabotage? That's a sabotage. Like, I can talk about all the different sabotages besides how sugar will light up your reward center. Bad fats and sugars light up your reward center, causing dopamine to be released and cannabinoids to be released, and so that's why you crave more sugar. So, yep.
Becomes a never-ending cycle.
It does. Yes.
Oh, so that's number 3, the sugar.
That was number 3. Let me see. What other little tip that?
It's a big one, because we have become a society of sugar addicts. I've never had a sweet tooth. I'm not one for a lot of sweets. And even when you're trying to eat healthy, like you're like, okay, I'm doing vinaigrette for my salad dressing, it's loaded with sugar. So I even just do like MCT oil and white wine vinegar and a little salt and pepper, and that's my dressing. Like, I try not to have any outside dressings, ketchup, sugar. Like, there's so much hidden sugars in everything.
Yes, there really absolutely there is. And I'm just going to pick through here and say, okay, which one? What is another one that I want to talk about? I can talk about power of a healthy gut, right? So, and one of the other things that sugar does is it feeds the bad bacteria that's in your gut. And so here's the dieting thing. So I'm going to do the healthy gut. I'm going to do dieting. Those would be my 5. So we eat sugar, we eat the junk food, right? The processed food, and we're feeding the bad bacteria in our gut and not the healthy bacteria. So what happens when somebody finally says, you know what, I'm going to give up sugar, and they do that and they go on their quote diet, and then like 3 days in, they feel like crap. They feel awful, right? Well, there's a lot of things that are going on. You're detoxing, yay.
Yes.
But your gut is screaming at you. The bad bacteria are screaming at you because they're dying. They're dying, right?
Yeah.
And so, what's that?
It's like, it's not getting what it wants. It's like that toddler that you said no to and is throwing a hissy fit. They're going into a tantrum.
Yes. And so that's why we were like, well, I need to go eat, right? Or I get a headache. I'm like, you're detoxing. It's a good thing, but it feels like a bad thing, right? And so, so that's it. And I tell my women, the women I work with, they do not. Diet is a 4-letter word.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What is the word that's in diet?
Die.
Right?
You're gonna die.
Yeah. And diet, we're depriving ourselves. Deprivation never works.
Yeah. Because back to mindset, because I want to talk about that back to mindset. If you feel like you're depriving yourself of something, your mind, you go into that, talk about the bad chemicals being released. Now you're into depression. It's like, and the cravings become even more because it's the forbidden fruit now and you must have it. And all those things start playing in your head, and it messes up your mind when you're on a diet, because now you have a cheat day, so all this language that we're using that is not empowering, it's not fulfilling, it's not exciting. It's making us feel, because what do we do when we cheat? We have guilt. We feel bad. So now it's creating all these negative emotions around trying to be healthy. That's not fair, right?
Yes.
So you're diet, and then you're cheating, and then you're doing all these things you don't want to do. You have a bad mood. You're detoxing. And so now your mindset is like, this is bad. This is wrong. This hurts. I don't want to do this. And so you give up.
And that's where your saboteurs come in.
Right.
Your saboteurs come in. Yeah.
We talked at the beginning about negative mindset, like negative thoughts, negative self-talk and stuff. we did a little preview promo, and we talked about the negative mindset. But if you're so accustomed, like it's been so a part of you and how you talk to yourself, you don't even recognize it as being negative.
That's right. Right.
So how can someone break that cycle?
Yeah. So the first thing is awareness, being aware that you are being sabotaged through that negative mindset, whether it's negative self-talk, a negative person that makes you feel yucky inside, right? You feel that negative vibe, and or an event or a circumstance where you're like, if you keep saying to yourself, if I do this, I'll be happy when, right? I'll be happy when syndrome. And that might not ever
comes. Yeah.
Right.
I found too, when you get around people who are like, if you have a coach or a mentor, you just get around people who can hear what you say, because sometimes you don't hear the words that you're actually saying, especially if you're so accustomed to it. But when you hear someone say it differently, it's like, wait a second. You have to become aware of when someone says something different. It's like, wait a minute. That's not the way I think about it. What's wrong with the way I've been thinking about it? I've been thinking about this a different way. Maybe I need to examine that, because when we have this negative self-talk and it's become a part of us, and it's like our best friend, like you say, you don't realize when you're in a toxic relationship, you don't realize it's toxic until you see something else that's not toxic. And then you're like, wait a second. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. So you might not think that it's toxic. The words or the thoughts that you have, you're not getting the results that you want. So that's the first thing to look at. You're not getting the results you want. And that's the way to open up your eyes to how you're thinking and how you're speaking about it. And then get around people that are speaking differently.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Now, because you're a registered nurse, there is something that there's actual physical products. So we've been talking kind of like on the emotional side and talking about some of the things that we need to remove from our lives, like the habits and the sugars and all those things. But there is something else that's like, when you told me about it, I'd never heard of it before. So share that with us. And this is the thing that I said at the beginning. I'm bringing it back now. Yes.
So
for those of you that were waiting, when is she going to talk about this thing? We're going to talk about it now. So what is it? Where is it found? How can we get it? What is it?
Mm-hmm. So it's called glutathione. It is the master antioxidant that every cell of your body needs. You actually manufacture it yourself. However, you start losing glutathione in your mid-20s, and you lose about 10% of your glutathione every decade as you age. It is one of the biggest things that causes aging, because it is the antioxidant that controls everything. It detoxifies your body. It detoxifies, and your liver needs about 1,000 times more glutathione than anything else in your body. Your brain needs it. Your gut needs it. Like, those are your major organs. They need glutathione in order to work properly and keep your body really at ultimate health.
Yeah. Let me ask you that, Michelle. Why aren't people talking about this? They talk about collagen. They talk about hyaluronic acid. They talk about all these things, retinol for anti-aging. Why is nobody talking about glutathione?
Oh, that's a great question. Up until this new technology, it's a nanohydrostat technology. The only way to get glutathione was through IV or injection. So that meant you had to go somewhere. It was very costly, and it didn't last. And so
can we trigger the body to create it?
Well, there's certain things you can do, but it's so minuscule in helping with that as we age, it's not going to do it like it really needs to do it, like the different supplements and things like that you could do. So, and then people have tried to create it in a pill form. And the problem with taking it via pill is that when it hits the stomach acids, very little of it is absorbed. I'm not going to say none of it is absorbed, but very, very little. And so that's why I'm so excited about this brand new technology it's only been out for 2 years. And it's a hydrostat nanotechnology. So that means the molecules are so small. It's kind of like a tennis ball, and compared to like the earth, they say. You think about that, like in relationship. So it gets right into the cells. It gets absorbed through your mouth, the mucosal membrane, and it goes right to the cells.
So it's like is that a linguistic, not linguistic,
I'm sorry.
Like absorption, I know it's not linguistic, but sublingual.
No, sublingually, I'm not technically, I can say it because I'm a nurse, but we're not allowed to use that language in it because it's a supplement, right? But that's what it does, right? Sublingually. So I equate it to, if somebody's having a heart attack. So I should back up and say I was an intensive care nurse for many years, taking care of open heart patients, taking care of people who had heart attacks. And then so I really saw those devastating effects. So if somebody was having a heart attack, one of the first things that we would do is put nitroglycerin underneath their tongue because it gets absorbed right away, and it will dilate the blood vessels and either prevent somebody from having the heart attack at that moment until we could do something, or slow it down because it would dilate the vessels to get more blood and oxygen to the heart muscle. So that's kind of what the glutathione does. It just gets right into the cells within 70 seconds. It's there. Yeah. So it's a game changer for health. So glutathione increases your mental clarity, improves your energy, and increases your immune system. And we know we've all just been through COVID.
Yeah.
I just heard COVID's coming back.
Yeah.
There's a different strain, right? So if you really want to boost your immune system,
you need more glutathione.
You need it. And you can contact me to get it because I really want to put everybody on it. It's just,
and this is one of the reasons your clients are getting some really great results, because you're replenishing. How often do you have to take it?
Ideally twice a day. You swish in the morning and you swish at night. And then there's also a spray for us women. It helps with fine lines and wrinkles and all that.
Now you're talking. We got to spray it on. Because we like a topical thing. Everybody likes a lotion or a potion or something to put on top and feel like they're doing something. So yes, because I was going to ask you actually the difference between that and using like hyaluronic acid or collagen on the skin, because I heard, just like you're talking about the molecules, collagen is too big to be absorbed into the skin. So putting it on the skin really doesn't do anything when they're giving you all these collagen facials.
Right. Yeah. And so the beauty of this one, it has hyaluronic acid. Yes, you're good at it. It has that in there. So it's at such a molecule level that you're getting that.
Yeah. So you have the hyaluronic to help plump the skin, getting the glutathione to help the antioxidant to revive and boost and all the wonderful things. And then you can ingest it to help, your internal organs.
Yeah. Inside out and outside in.
That's how I love to do it, and tackle both from both sides. Tell people how they can reach you. How can people get in touch with you if they want to know more about it?
Yes, so you can go to my website. It's michelemchenry.com, and it's Michele with one L. And so you can go there, and there is a link to the Numi product. So you can go there. It's also lifechanging.neumi.com. You can go there as well. But I would love to just have conversation with you. So there's a way for you to if you can
Reach out to Michele first. Like, don't
yes.
just go buy stuff you don't really understand.
Yes, I would love to have that conversation with you. And also next week I'm actually going to be doing a master class on conquering your mind, so you can own your future. So if you're interested in that, you can go there as well. There's a link at the very top of the page. You can click on that and sign up for next Monday, September 18th. It's going to be at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern time. And also I'm doing another one at 2 p.m. Pacific, and which would be 5 p.m. Eastern time. So I just tried to make it easy for anybody who would like to jump on and learn a little bit more about those little saboteurs that are going on. And
yeah, because that's where it starts. Because in my book, the first chapter is about your thoughts and words, like the things that you think about and things that you say about aging, and how you feel about it. Because if your perception of aging is one way, like from childhood, you looked at your grandparents and you thought, oh my God, they're so old. I don't want to get old like that. And you're equating old and 40, 50, that's old because my grandparents were old. That's buried in that subconscious mind.
it is.
And so you're already patterning or believing that once you hit 40, you're going to be old. And so it's going to show up. It's going to follow exactly what you believe. So we want to get rid of those patterns. We want to dive into those beliefs and that mindset and change those things so that, like, I don't think of age as old at all. I don't think any age is old. My belief is at any age, you could be young. You could be youthful at any age. Age has nothing to do with your health, your vitality, and how young you are.
Yes, amen. Amen. And I joke with people and I say, I can't figure out how my children are older than me.
I know.
Right? Because I still feel like I'm 30. So, like at 6,
how is this happening?
I feel like I'm 30.
I was exactly that. I was joking. Yes. My second daughter just turned 21, and someone is like, and your first child is how old? I said, she'll be 26. And it's like, how is that possible? You're only 25. It's like, exactly. I don't know how it was. I don't know how it happened. So aging is something that I do not ascribe to chronologically, of course, as time rolled on, chronological age, but I'm not getting older. I refuse. I looked at it, I said, no, thank you. I'm not taking that. And I'm going a different route.
Yes, I love it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is. And it really all begins with that mindset.
It starts right there. And that's why we talked about that at the beginning, because it's so important to understand how you're thinking about things. Michele said that she still thinks she's 30. She still feels youthful. She still, she can't believe that she has kids. Like, I don't even know where the time went. I remember going through the pregnancies. I remember, but then there's a huge, like 2 decades that I'm like, I haven't changed in 2 decades.
Yep.
I'm still a teenager.
You guys still look like you are too.
Thank you.
You look great.
So, and it's that mindset. It's the words. There's a scripture that I believe very wholeheartedly in Psalms that God renews our youth. So day by day, he renews my youth. And that's what I believe. My youth is renewed. My youth is renewed. So I renew every day. And the things that I do now for my body and my health supports that belief. Because that's what you want your habits to do. Support what you believe. If you're eating junk, and if you're thinking junk, that's what you're going to have.
Yeah. Oh, I love, you know what? I love that, because it's true. Your habits do support your belief.
Right.
I mean, 100%. I mean, yeah, because we Yeah, there's so
So
many
if
things.
you're eating junk and you're not exercising but you say, oh yeah, I believe in that. You don't, not
Right.
really. You're saying it, but you don't really believe it. Otherwise you'll do it.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, you will do it. I don't want to get out of bed and go for an exercise and work out every day. I don't want to do that.
Right.
But it supports the belief that I am youthful, I'm strong, I'm healthy. And so I have to do the things that support that belief. Yes. Yes. So yay.
Yes.
Michele, thank you so much. The time just flew on by. There's so much more that we can talk about, but I want to get that glutathione. So I'll be contacting you because everything I could do to like keep.
Yep.
I want to spray. I want to bathe in it. So
Yeah, I keep it right here. I literally keep it right here at my desk. Isn't that crazy?
I'm gonna OD on it. So I'm gonna contact you to get some of that stuff. And I do take my collagen, but I drink it to help because again, just like glutathione, collagen is in every part of your body and it helps keep your brain, your muscles, your tendons, your arteries, everything pliable. So you need both of these things.
Yes.
All right. Well, any last words before I shut it down?
Oh, yes. You have the power to grow young.
Yeah. All right. And with that, I want to encourage everybody to be bold, to be brave, and every day to do one thing to step out with audacious confidence and live your best life and age well. So I will see you next time on another episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win Win Women TV. Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.